Welcome to the Cederberg, one of South Africa's largest wilderness areas and a bucket list location for 4x4, camping, climbing and hiking enthusiasts. A few years ago, Nicole and I planned a brief mission through this area with our original canopy and rooftop tent, and although we loved every moment of it, we felt that we'd only just scraped the surface of what this place really has to offer, with a very busy itinerary that only gave us one night at each spot. We returned back briefly in 2024 and we're reminded once again just how special this place can be if you're willing to go deep and to find the hidden gems. This time around, we've got the two dogs with us and we've marked out some great looking remote campsites, each of which we'll be staying at for 2 nights to allow for a more relaxed schedule. Cederberg translates to Cedar Mountains and takes its name from the endemic and endangered Clan William cedar tree. But it's not the trees that this area is famous for, it's the rocks. The fascinating geology of the mountain range reveals mind-boggling rock formations and inhospitable terrain, but what adds to the great mystery and magic is the remoteness of it all. Not only is this a sparsely populated area, but there's a distinct lack of paved roads, making all these secret spots very difficult to reach. The few roads that are present are notoriously rough and will only get you part of the way. If you want to see some of the more famous landmarks, you'll need to grab a backpack and hike. Our planned route is supposed to take us from Port Elizabeth to the Cederberg, where we'll spend our first couple nights at Schoongezicht, and from there we'll be crossing the Cederberg from south to north, passing through the fascinating town of Wuppertal and staying at Fynboskloof on the northern side. Our route will then take us on a rough 4x4 pass down to Cederberg and then back home via Buffelsrivier, but as you'll see in the coming episodes, we had a few unexpected spanners in the works and things didn't turn out quite as we planned. That's a story for another day. For now, we're on the road before sunrise and making our way out west, blissfully unaware of the drama that we'd be dealing with over the days to come. This is our first long drive with both dogs, and as you can see, they are handling it like champs, just passed out on the back seat. It's such a good feeling to be back on the road again. We've got a long drive today, about 9 hours or so, starting from Port Elizabeth in the Eastern Cape and ending in the Western Cape in the Cederberg. Very enjoyable, beautiful drive. One of the normal routes to take is along the N2 on the coast, but there's a lot of traffic there, so we've chosen to take the R62 through the Langkloof and through the Klein Karoo, which is always a really good drive. Right now we're in the Langkloof, very little traffic, the road condition is not great, but we've got the Koga Mountains to our north and the Tsitsikamma Mountains to our south, so it's always a beautiful drive, and we can just sort of put cruise control on and enjoy the drive with the little traffic that there is. Later we're going to be hooking a little bit inland, taking Cederberg, which will connect us from the R62 onto the N1, and then we'll drive a few hundred k's on the N1 before turning north again, passing Ceres and then up towards the Cederberg, where we'll finish our drive today. Probably get there around 3:30 p.m, which will be a good time. So yeah, let's continue on the road, and hopefully it's a good trip further. This episode probably shouldn't be categorized as overlanding. It will be more of a camping and cooking episode with a long tar road drive to get to our location, so we'll skip through the driving footage pretty quickly. We'll be taking a more remote and more exciting route home as we split the journey into 2 days, but this direct route is nonetheless a gorgeous drive as it takes us first through the Klein Karoo before Cederberg carries us through the Swartberg range and into the central Karoo. As we turn north at Ceres and head into the high altitude Cederberg, the temperature suddenly plummets and the weather changes drastically. Our perfect blue sky day is no longer, and we resign ourselves to the fact that we'll probably be braaiing in the rain tonight.
We're here. Come on. Your first priority is get dry.
I can't say I enjoyed setting up camp in the rain, but the dogs on the other hand, after a long day in the car, they were absolutely stoked at the sight of their own personal beach with clear water and white sand. And no leashes.
Cuties.
Well, I'm going to be honest, that day did not go as planned. We left Port Elizabeth this morning at like 5 o'clock. It was 27 degrees outside. Berg wind blowing, blue skies, super warm. We had to pump the aircon to keep us cool. We get here to the Cederberg, but, well, it was supposed to be a 9-hour drive, but it turned out to be about a 12-hour drive. And yeah, it's under 10 degrees Celsius, pouring with rain, wind is blowing, water falling down, putting out our fire. So yeah, didn't turn out as we expected. Add to that, we had a little bit of an incident. We tried to put the bakkie into 4-wheel drive, and yeah, it wouldn't go into 4-wheel drive. So we had to take it to Toyota in Ceres, which is about an hour away from here. And thankfully they were super helpful, didn't charge us a cent, looked at the bakkie, and it turns out there was a small switch on the clutch pedal that needed to be reset, or I think bent back straight, they said. Thankfully we checked it before we actually went up here, because in a few days time we'll be needing low range. The weather is so miserable here that I almost just want to forget today and start this series tomorrow, but we're going to make the most of it. It's supposed to stop raining this evening, so we'll push through. And if anything, it's a really good test for this whole setup, because the whole reason we got the canopy camper was to embrace camping in weather that was not ideal. And this camper tonight is going to be really, really comfortable for Nicole and I. Maybe not so much for the dogs. We have to make a plan with them. We were supposed to pitch a tent for them, but we might actually let them sleep in the back seat of the bakkie. We'll figure that out. But yeah, we'll be nice and warm with our electric blanket in the camper. And if we need to come downstairs and make coffee in the morning in the rain, we can do so without getting wet. I tell you, who's having the time of their life is the dogs. It just makes me so happy to see them running around in the rain, jumping in the water. They don't care about the weather, they're having a great time, so I guess we're having a good time too. The rain is not too bad since we can shelter under the awning, but when the wind picks up, it becomes pretty miserable. For dinner tonight, we've decided to push through with the braai. We've got mushrooms, garlic bread, and marinated steaks. It's a good meal after a long day. Let's get some shut-eye and hope for some better weather in the morning. Well, it's amazing what just a few hours can do to the weather. Woke up this morning, not a cloud in the sky, hardly a breeze, and we get to see the Cederberg in all its glory. It's going to be a good day. The perfect weather this morning finally allows us to take stock of our surroundings. Our camp spot lies right where the mountains reach the flat sedimentary valley, and this is explained quite nicely with a cutaway of the geological cross-section of the Cederberg. We are right here where the Table Mountain Sandstone group has pushed upwards next to the Bokkerveld group. The mountains to our west catch the rain, and this rain runs down the hard exposed rock pretty quickly, forming countless small streams that eventually flow into the pools that the campsites are built around. Schoongezicht offers a number of private camp spots spread out next to the base of the mountain, and while we enjoy our morning coffee, we decide to take a quick walk to check some of them out. Some of these campsites are really nice. This one behind me here has probably the nicest swimming area and some really nice white sand. However, I believe this one is open to be booked by multiple groups at once, which is why we chose the one we did, just so we can get the privacy. But if you come in a large group, there are other options. You can come to a place like this, which has like a covered boma area as well, which might be really nice for, you know, spending evenings around the fire. Enjoying it so far, and glad the weather's come to play today. I decide to head back to camp to relax and read a book, but Nicole, always the explorer, starts bundu bashing through the fynbos and rocks to see if she can find anything interesting. Eventually she finds a path and just starts following it, and what was meant to be a short walk evolves into a full-on hike. Of course, every puddle and rock pool on the way has to be rolled in, as is the Golden Retriever code, and I must say, I'm glad that there was plenty of water along the way, because I don't think Nicole had any idea just how far she'd be walking this morning. She ended up only arriving back at camp just before lunch.
Okay, so we've had a very productive and an amazing morning. We have amazing weather today, thank goodness. So we're gonna have a bit of lunch. We're actually taking a recipe out of this book that we actually love. Friends of ours, Courtney and Grant, told us about it. It's Pots, Pans and Potjies. We love this book. And obviously when we're out camping, we usually use our cast iron pans and our potjie pot quite a lot. So this one's a cheese and burnt onion smash burgers, which we're so excited to try. It's a quick and easy recipe, so I'm quite keen to try this one out for the first time. It's basically just, we've got our buns, we're gonna have some cheese on there, we're gonna put some onions on the pan just to fry. We're gonna add some bacon to ours, which I don't do in this one, but we thought, you know what, why not? And then we're gonna make our own smash patties. So should be good, let's see how it goes.
Time for a first taste of our homemade burgers. Flavorful, lots of crunchy textures, juicy, maybe a bit too oily. We can work on that next time, but can't fault the recipe. It's awesome, it's really nice. It's good lunch recipe, and it didn't take us as long as I thought it would. I love that little bit of mustard in here. Afternoon at camp is for relaxing while the solar panel does its thing, and before we know it, the sun starts to dip behind the massive mountains to our west. Evenings in the Cederberg are just something else. Just gone 5 p.m. and the sun's just dipped behind the mountain there, which is quite steep and close to us, so still a few hours of sunlight left, but as the shadows come over us, it's just the temperature's just dropped. So I'm in my thick jacket again. I'm probably going to sit with a coffee and just enjoy these last moments here, because this is our last night of camping in this spot. Tomorrow we head north to a different place. I'll tell you a bit more about that later. But last day at this beautiful spot, and tomorrow we'll be on the road again. This may look like a typical braai, but tonight for dinner we're doing something a little bit different. We were in Japan just a few weeks ago, and we were both blown away by how the Japanese are so good at doing small portions of food really well. And you may think, you know, Japan is known for their fish and stuff like that. Yes, they are. But they're also known for their meat, and high quality meat at that. And we went to a Japanese barbecue, or yakiniku, which is basically you go into the restaurant, you sit down at a table, and in the middle of the table they've got like a little braai, called braai grid. They do it over coals, but the restaurant we were at was using gas. But either way, you get little portions of meat. You order pork or you order beef or whatever, and then you get little braai tongs. You cook the meat on the grid in front of you, and then you take the meat off and you have a little dipping sauce that you dip it in, which is like a soy-based sauce that just adds this amazing flavor, and then you eat it. And we really enjoyed that. So we're going to try to do something similar today. We haven't got Wagyu, unfortunately. We didn't add that to our shopping list, but we've got lamb rib cutlets, but like really thin sliced pieces, nice and thin and small. And then we've got pork rashers, which I've seasoned with a little bit of it's called doodvreet spice, which is not very Japanese, but it's a similar sort of spicy, flavorful spice. And then we've made a dipping sauce here with soy sauce, some sugar, some garlic, a little bit of black pepper, and we're basically going to just braai piece by piece, dip, and eat straight off the grid. We've also got some rice that we'll have with that, and some veggies that are in the fire. So something different, but you know, we're out here in nature to enjoy the experience, and it's always nice to try something new. The rice is amazing. What's your rating out of 10?
I give it a 7.
Happy with that.
Pretty good.
Hard to beat Japanese quality, is it?
That's what I'm comparing it to, so still very good. I think the South African version needs some work still, but it's still very good.